What's going on, guys? We are back with a small update video on the Focus ST. Haven't done much to it since the last video, but we did do like one or two small things I'll talk about here in a second. But that's not the real point of this update video. We'll get to that in 1 second. So what I'll actually show you that we did, I'm not sure if I discussed it in the last video or not, but we did get the inner tie rod replaced. That was a pain in the butt, needless to say. Not having the right tools makes things a little bit difficult, but anyway, we did get it changed. It's ready to go. The other thing that we did, and I apologize, I did not record any of this at all, but the small crunch that was right here in this core support mount, we got all that pulled out, as you can see. Of course, there's still a little small bend there, but that's fine. Cracked a little bit of paint. We got all of this here straightened out. It is perfectly in line with the other one, and we actually test fitted the core support as well, and everything lines up the way it should. Now, I'm sure you just saw in the background of that little shot right there all these parts. That's right, we got a ton of parts in for this car. So now we can really start working on this thing and hopefully get it on the road soon. But here we go. I'll go over the parts list that we got, and it is a lot of parts, so let's get to it. Over here we have a hood, brand new replacement hood. Of course, that's in the box. You'll see that come soon enough. Moving on down, the biggest thing you see here is the actual front clip. I do have the little bezels for the fog lights, the grill. The emblem I had to order separate. It did not come with the bumper. The bumper did come with the ST logo. Same thing with the fog lights. I had to order the fog lights as well. They did not come with the bumper. Here on the ground we have a replacement fender for the passenger side. We also have a replacement aftermarket Koenig wheel for that passenger side front as well. Moving on over here, we have replacement headlights. And as you can tell, these are not factory replacement headlights. They are actually aftermarket replacement headlights. And the reason I went with aftermarket lights, solely because they were cheaper. Buying a factory replacement headlight, they were like $300 a piece. And I just couldn't bring myself to spend $600 on a set of headlights. So these were half the cost. I got both of them for like $330. And let's just be honest here, they are kind of cool. They got this nice little LED lit halos that are on them. I've already plugged one up, turned it on, and I must say I really do like them, so I'm glad I went that route. Another thing you'll see over here is the replacement mirror for that passenger side door. Alright, here along with the bumper we have a ton of small parts. We have a wiring harness for the fog lights because that is actually missing on the car. We got the wiring harness. We have the hood release. Looks like we have a mount for the windshield washer tank. Got some what we got here? Looks like an O-ring for the windshield washer tank because there's a spout that goes to it. We have the little mount that goes between the fender and the front clip. We have some grommets. What else we got? All the little hood prop that goes in the core support. We have a radiator hanger that also goes on the core support. And then the Ford replacement emblem. This emblem alone was $30. And I've already said to myself, this is the last part that goes on this car. This is going to signify the car is done. So we're going to hang on to this, and we will put this on when the entire car is done. This will seal the deal for sure. Alright, moving on over here to this side of the car, you will see a door. This is a complete shell. All the electronics are still inside. I picked this up used, and of course it is silver, so we're going to have to repaint it. Not only that, but we have to tear down the entire door and replace it with the parts that are from the factory door. The factory door off the ST has features that this door does not. So the wiring harness and the switches are different. So we're going to have to switch all that over. And while we have this tore down, we're going to get it painted, and then we will reassemble. Another thing that I have on order that I don't quite have yet are the hinges for the hood. Both of those need to replace because the hood actually overextended, which is what broke the windshield. So because of that, the hinges are messed up, so I have to replace those. Which this one won't be too bad because the bolts to the hinge are actually right here. The fender's already off, makes things easy. This one, however, just like the passenger side, the bolts to the hinge are under the fender. So even though there's nothing wrong with this fender, it has to come off to replace that hinge. So that's just a small update, just showing you guys all the parts that I got in. It's a lot of parts. There's still a couple things. Like I said, the hinges are one of the major things. And I also have the little splash shield that goes under the car. That's on order as well. But those parts aren't really necessary to actually get started on this thing. The next step, and I've already mentioned, we've already test fitted this core support you can see on the ground here. The next step is to get this thing bolted up, which I have to go get hardware. The body shop had already tore some of this car down before it actually ended up at Copart. So they tossed all the bolts. So I have to go and find all the hardware for that. But that is where we're going to start in the next video, is actually getting some of the parts on the car, doing the test fitting, and then we'll go from there. But other than that, that's all I have for right now. Real quick before I go, it was brought to my attention by a friend of mine that in the first video I never showed any parts of the interior, so we're going to do that real quick right now. Alright, so as you can see, none of the airbags are popped. First and foremost, the steering wheel, the dash, the B pillars are all good to go. None of those popped. We have a moonroof or sunroof. To be honest, I don't even know what the difference is, but it's one of those. We have the I believe this car is the ST2 version. I could be wrong. Correct me if I am wrong, but I believe it is the ST2. As you can see, it does have the leather Recaro seats in it. It has the big touch screen right in the center. And none of the interior is ripped. It's actually in really good shape. It's just dirty. We'll open up the back door here. Oh, right here's a part that I forgot to even show you guys. That is a rear spoiler, because as you can recall, the rear spoiler was actually missing. So I bought this used as well along with the door. But anyway, here's the interior on the back. Again, all leather interior, no rips, no tears. Everything is good. And we will go ahead and pop this hatch open as well, if I can figure it out here. Alright. And everything is good to go back here. This panel here is missing because of the jackwad that stole the spoiler. Didn't even bother to put that back. But the panel is here in the trunk, so I do have that. And everything is good back here. Nothing's really tore up. Everything's just dirty. We do have the Sony system in it with the subwoofer there. But yeah, everything's good on the inside. Everything that's wrong with the car is strictly exterior. So definitely can't wait to get this thing together and get it on the road. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, leave a comment, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.